What is going on, everyone? In this video, we're covering some amazing new updates for two of the channel's favorite projects. That would be Ethereum and ONDO. We got some fantastic news yesterday that should cause both of these coins in the long term to continue to have very large upsides in the bull market. In the video, I'm going to cover what that news is and then take a look at the charts and show you what you should be expecting to happen in the short term and the long term. But here's the deal. If you enjoyed the video, you got to smash the like button and hit subscribe. So stick around to the very end. We're the Investing Bros. Let's roll the intro. All right, here we go. By the way, guys, just crossed 23,000 subscribers. Big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for getting us there. If you're newer to the channel, thank you for choosing and selecting this video. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. We want to get to 40,000 within the next couple of months, and I think we can do it with a little bit of your help. Let's talk about, before we get in here, giving you a little bit of game plan. I'm going to talk about the news first up. I'm going to give you a lot of reasons to be bullish on both Ethereum and ONDO long term. But the back end of the video, we will take a look at the charts, and I'm going to go ahead and let you know now. I think there's a chance. I mean, the key word here is chance. There's a chance that we could continue to rally and move to the upside. However, I got to give you guys a dose of reality. The charts are not necessarily screaming that the current dip is over. I will tell you what we're looking at here later on in the video, but let's start off just being positive. Let's cover the news of what is happening in the world of these coins, starting off with the Ethereum news. Now, this is from Watcher.guru. Again, one of my favorite follows on X. If you don't follow them or me at Tim underscore TA, at Tim's underscore TA, you got to go do that. But this just in, the SEC permanently suspends its investigation into Ethereum. What is the investigation? Maybe if you're newer to the crypto world, what is happening here? Well, go back to January 10th, we get the approval of the Bitcoin ETF, and it was just go ahead. We'd already seen applications for Ethereum. There was a massive assumption in the crypto space. Man, if we approve the Bitcoin ETF after all those years of wrestling, it's only a matter of time before Ethereum ETF gets approved as well. Ethereum had never been called or accused of being a security by the SEC. So we thought, man, this is going to be an easy thing to happen. Well, you fast forward a couple months later, we have a lot of applications for Ethereum ETFs, and Gary Gensler comes out of his little hole and says, oh, I've actually considered Ethereum security for over a year now. So no, we're not going to approve any Ethereum ETFs. This was a major damper to the markets. We actually even saw some of the filing companies remove their ETF applications, leading some of us to think maybe we weren't going to get that Ethereum ETF. Why? Because Ethereum was under investigation for being a security. Bunch of baloney. We all know that was not really true, but that's what was happening in the world. And then all of a sudden we get some new CEOs in different companies, and there's some moving around of really weird things. I'm not going to get into the bolts and crannies on that, but all of a sudden new people are in new positions, and Ethereum, maybe it's not a security. Maybe we're going to go ahead and go forward with an ETF anyway. Well, this is just the kind of the nail in the coffin right here. This update, them suspending their investigation, not just suspending it, permanently suspending their investigation, does mean the green light is on. Guys, we're expecting the Ethereum ETF to launch probably within the next week or two. So be posted on that. We should see some boosts in Ethereum in the long term because of this. Again, we'll talk about short-term price action here in just a couple of minutes. But I got to move over to the other big story that we had yesterday that was bullish for one of our favorite coins, ONDO. ONDO Finance partners with Drift for real-world asset integration. And then, of course, the articles about will ONDO price rally. Let's get into what's happening here. ONDO Finance made the announcement on June 18th through an X post, which was a major milestone in the DeFi space. For the first time, such yield coins as USDY will be accepted as collateral in a platform which focuses on the perpetual contracts. This is from Cindy, I think it's Liao, I don't know how you pronounce that, co-founder of Drift Protocol. ONDO is an excellent partner for Drift because this partnership helps us in our way to making a completely on-chain trading platform where people can trade with any asset as collateral. If you guys are newer to the world of cryptocurrency and DeFi. This is the future of people being able to control their own finances. Have you had your frustrations with your local bank or your local money holding firm, whatever it is you use? Yeah, that's kind of all of us here in America. Yeah, we've gotten used to banks. There's no really other option other than maybe hiding cash under your pillow at night, which isn't the most secure thing in the world. DeFi is the future, but one of the problems is there's so many different cryptocurrencies out there, so many different blockchains. It's hard to get them to communicate with each other. Well, with things like this, DEXs and partnerships between like Ondo and Drift, this is going to allow you to have a one-stop shop where you can trade just about anything in the crypto world for anything else. This gets us one step closer to being able to have the entire world go off of dependency on your local bank for your finances, but rather you can protect your own money and you can exchange it and move it around at any point, anytime, with very little problems whatsoever. So this is a big move for crypto, for DeFi, but I also believe this is just one more step showing you that Ondo is a very strong long-term play. And I continue to remain very, very bullish on Ondo when we're talking about the long-term bull market. But now it's time to get into the charts and talk about what is happening over there. Let's take a look at the charts here, starting off with Ethereum. Now, since this news has come in, we did double bottom down here on Ethereum around 3,300, something that's very important to keep an eye on. That's actually a very bullish formation, and we're rallying back up now. But notice we didn't even quite make it back up to a zone. We kind of on Ethereum have been trading between 3,600 and roughly somewhere here on 3,376, give or take. We got rejected right here on 3,500. And there's kind of a reason why. I'm here on the 4-hour chart. You guys can see there's two major levels of resistance that we just got here into play. And those levels are, first of all, this pink line right here, a bearish breaker block. Very strong resistance, meaning a lot of sellers were ready to take profit or to enter shorts when price got up here above $3,500. Sure enough, right now we're being rejected. But we also had some confluence because this also was, you see this red cloud right here? That is called a smart trail here from Luxalgo, and it is also a nice level of considered moving average resistance where a lot of people want to sell. So we see some confluence piling up on Ethereum that it could not make it over 3,600 where we have some major resistance. In the short term, this is not necessarily the sign you wanted to see. Yes, is Ethereum up from yesterday's lows? Have we rallied back up about 6-7%? Absolutely. But until we start to cross above some of these levels of resistance with confidence, it is too early to declare that the bull run for Ethereum is back on. And in fact, when I take a look here on longer time frames, especially, you can see the 4-hour chart, we still are under a sell order with take profit levels down towards 3,200. If I come out to the daily chart, I'm still seeing a potential sign that we possibly could make a pullback all the way down to an order block down at 2,900. We're holding support pretty well here on Ethereum. So I do want to give Ethereum some credit and some hope for a bullish rally. However, I'm about to show you something else that I do think could come into play when you're looking at traders' perspectives, and that is the liquidation chart. If you're new to this chart, this is high block capital. It shows us levels where there's high amounts of liquidations available, meaning if the brighter yellow it is, or the brighter green or yellow it is, the more levels of liquidations would happen. If those liquidations are below current price, that means those are levels where longs will be liquidated. If those prices are above the price, that's positions where shorts will be liquidated. Well, in this case, traders, especially experienced long-term traders, they use these levels as targets to get rid of weak-handed investors. A lot of these liquidation levels are people who are probably newer traders who don't really know what they're doing, entering into over-leveraged trades or putting their stop losses on exchanges, and that information gets communicated. You can see here, while we do have some heavy liquidity up above us still, around 3,700, and it should be kept an eye on, you will see a fat amount of liquidity here around 3,200. I mentioned that level here before. And then again, down here below 2,900, around 28. If you go back over the chart, these are levels that are very, very important, especially you come down here to the 4-hour chart. I told you here about 3,200 where the take profit is after that level of resistance. And on the daily chart, if we lose this support right here on 3,300, the next level of support's really coming down in after 32. The next major level of support in the daily chart saying 2,900 is your play. Either way, I want you guys to know before we move on, no matter how far down we pull back, whether we've already bottomed out on this pullback around 3,300, whether we pull down to 32 or 28, there still is a very good reason to be bullish long term. Ethereum is just getting started with higher highs and higher lows during this bull trend. I still have a long-term target, and today's news or yesterday's news continues to back that up, that here in probably about 12 to 14 months, we probably will see Ethereum price sitting somewhere between $18,000 to $20,000. Still a lot of reason to be piling up on Ethereum. In fact, right now, if you bought today, you're still looking over a 5x return on your investment. Let's check on what Ondo is doing, because again, very bullish news from Drift, the partnership that is just another step in the road to getting DeFi to be more mainstream. But we're looking at something very similar to what we see with Ethereum. In fact, yesterday, if you watched our 3 p.m. live show, if not, that's okay. But I did tell our audience, watch out for resistance around 121. Sure enough, where did we reject on this pullback, this rally from last night? We rejected right here at 121. There's a lot of reasons to be looking at this level as resistance. We do have take profits a little higher. So if the bulls can push through, watch for 127 to 137 be back in the cards. But you will see here, we have a very strong order block here where the bulls are getting exhausted. That big green band being bigger than the red band, that means more bulls will want out of their trade than bears. We also see, again, that red resistant smart trail in play right in this area. So this is something that is not making me necessarily feel great inside. I also told our listeners, guys, even though we're bouncing and we're holding the support, just like Ethereum, this daily blue smart trail of support and order block, there still is a take profit on this whole order down here around 98 cents. And a big order block down here closer to around 75, 80 cents. These are still very intriguing looking levels for me. And again, we come over here to liquidations, and this will kind of back it up. If we type in Ondo and take a look at the Ondo chart, you're going to see, while we have some liquidations above us, again, a lot of shorts that could be liquidated and cause some bullish pressure, you also will see probably the brightest yellow on this chart right now coming in where? Right here below $1, and it kind of continues all the way down to roughly around 80 cents. There's a key level here on 90, key level on 98, but there's a lot of liquidity that the traders that are experienced could have an opportunity to wipe out a lot of newer long positions, get people very confused, very discouraged, and then start a fresh bull run afterwards, coming back down possibly towards 80 cents. I'm not saying for certain that's going to happen. I'm not saying for certain Ethereum's going to drop back down below 3,000, but it is something that there still is that possibility on the table. And despite the fact that we have some really good news happening today, there still are a lot of signs that the bulls are not fully back in control. Like I showed you, yes, it's great that we've rallied here, but at the end of the day, we've only rallied back up to what was formerly a strong level of support. Now possibly we're turning it into resistance, which is why I want to continue to preach caution about having too bullish of expectations. Continue to hodl on. Even if you want to purchase right now, I still think this is a long-term, very good purchasing spot. If I were to turn off Lux, I'll go here and show you my long-term perspective. I think that before the end of the year, we might be seeing about a $4 Ondo. That right there in and of itself is a 3x in price action. But by the time it's all said and done, I think the price of Ondo is going to be somewhere in this realm of $15, $18 way up here. If you bought today, that's still, you're looking at a 14, close to 15x on your Ondo position. The only thing I'm saying is you might actually have an opportunity in the next couple of days to purchase below $1. So continue to watch for great opportunities, because long-term, the bulls are going to have a field day. In the short term, meaning the next couple of days, maybe the next week, it's not necessarily certain that the bulls are back in control. The bears still have an opportunity to drive price even lower. Now, something I want to let you guys know, if you guys have enjoyed this technical analysis and you're wondering, man, where do I get these indicators? These are Lux Algo Premium indicators. There is a link down below. When you purchase it, you not only get the best trading indicator on the market that helps you enter and exit trades borderline perfectly, it also is the key to give you access to my VIP trading group, where we have over 100 people in there helping and learning how to trade every single day. By purchasing Lux Algo and going into our free Discord, entering a ticket telling us how you purchase Lux Algo, you get access to that group. I give you daily updates. I'll put all of my trades into that group as well. Do not miss out. Sign up today. That's the end of the video, though. If you enjoyed it, again, we had that promise at the beginning. You got to smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss any more content that we put out. With that said, though, that's all I have for you in this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.